It's Thursday, October 21st.
We're moving through October, heading to the last 2 months of this year, both with holidays that you and I both like, and we're wishing y'all great holidays.
Great holidays, yes.
Yep.
Thanks, especially Turkey Day. That's my favorite.
That's what you really like.
I really do.
All right, we this week had made some moves. We talked each week. We kind of bring you up on what we're doing, what we're thinking. We made some moves earlier this week with the available cash, and you should be getting by this time notifications if you have an IRA with us and you're on a group that we can make trades in, meaning that there's some folks that have said don't make trades in our account. So everybody that we traded in the account, we took 20% of the available cash. Now, let me make sure you understand. That's 20% of the available cash.
Yes. So if you had $10,000 in cash, $2,000 was used.
That's correct. So with that, we went three different directions with that. First off, we went to an energy ETF. We've been talking with you about energy and why that's important part of the portfolio.
And we're taking advantage of what's happening at the pumps. And, it's at least we're getting back at them some way. So we've got an increase in our energy type of investments.
The second one was a financial ETF, and we've talked about why we wanted to be in the financial world and the opportunities that rising interest rates are creating good profit numbers now in the financial world. And then the third one was in a combination of an ETF that buys both small and mid-size growth positions. And that sector is really beginning to pick up now.
Yeah, the valuations are much better than they are for large cap, especially large cap growth type of investments. And we've got a suitable amount of large cap growth driven a lot by technology. So we're not initiating really any new purchases there. There are still some opportunities, I think, and maybe selectively we'll make some moves with individual holdings. But from a large movement for everybody, we think tech is sort of in a neutral position for now.
Now, we have been talking with you that we do believe, and we still believe that there's going to be a run-up opportunity between now and the end of the year in the markets, the indices that we measure against, the Dow and the stock, the Dow and the S&P will be higher than where it is at this point in time. But this week, we also began to hear from folks that we turn to, what we follow, and then our own personal opinions. We're beginning to change here at HMC in the inflation picture. We, like you and everybody we're talking to and meeting with, believe that inflation is not transitory and it's not sticky, but it is here. The Fed feels as if it's still transitory and it's going to wane off into next year.
And some of it could be, but right now we're seeing inflation that we haven't seen in 30 years. That gets your attention when you see inflation at some measurements at 6% increase year over year. So we're very cautious. We've already made changes, and we did that at the first of the year in our bond positions to help alleviate downside on certain types of bonds that won't act well during rate increases and during inflation. So we've already done that, and then as you just went through, we made some moves we think are important, and then we've made some other moves previously in the S&P 500, some of those holdings. So we're being very active, and we're being very vigilant right now. It wouldn't surprise us if we started to make some wholesale changes in the first quarter or early second quarter of next year.
November is going to be a critical time for us to watch what the Federal Reserve says. If it is steady as you go from their speech and they continue to think it's transitory, we're going to take a hard look at where we want to go, because we think now that inflation, it was described this week, is a big wad of gum that's on the sidewalk and you stepped in it, and you know when you get that in your tennis shoe or your shoe, you got it, and it's hard to get out. So we think it's now becoming a little more permanent, and that will mean we need to do something different in planning. But we're beginning to think on it. We're putting plans together, and as Gibbs says, potentially by the first quarter of the year, we'll be making some changes if we see that's the direction it's going. So we're looking at things. We're active. We're here for any questions or concerns or discussion you want. Because
don't forget one last thing.
Go ahead.
Phil Orlando.
Yes, November the 16th is the date. We're going to be sending out invitations. There is going to be a sign up. We have room capacity of about 120 people, and we fully expect to fill that up. So get on the list when you see it coming out. It's going to be an announcement through our email and on our website.
And it will be at the Botanical Garden in
Kernersville.
In Kernersville, the senior center there.
Call Julia in our office, and she'll get you on it. Always remember, it is your money.
And your money matters.
And we'll see you next week.